What's up with it, man? Polo Sports Talk and ENT here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my videos and all of my content. Now, according to Forbes and according to CNN, these are uh, reported by them. The the NBA and NFL, as well as the NHL and EPL or MLS, Major League Soccer, and a couple of other sports leagues that probably have experienced somewhat of the effects that have been taking place in terms of the outbreak, not as major as the NBA, the NFL, and the NHL. They're all trying to come with a plan as to how they're handling the record outbreaks that are taking place. Now, the reason why I'm doing this is because two people that have really been candid on this. Well, actually, three of the brothers in the LDBC that have really been really focusing on this and really keying on this and really spitting facts about this is the brother uh, Too Raw for TV, because he said it, a while back more than anybody. He said eventually they're going to have to cancel this, and I was on the same page with him because people were like, well, no, they're going to lose too much money and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not about money. And then also Ticket TV, he's touched on it, pro basketball updates, and then also LB. They've touched on it too. And I think I want to say Ticket's theory was that, okay, if everybody's getting sick and they already done took the jab and everything, then why isn't Kyrie playing, and and it's having an effect, and you got all these other guys that are being signed and brought up from the G League, things of that nature and stuff. And I'm online with him too as well. I said the same thing, with Kyrie or whatever, and as well as other players too. There's been a couple of players that haven't taken it, and they've held their stance too. Love it or hate it or whatnot. And then of course, LB has talked about it too. In terms of what's been going on. You know, various players being tested positive and things of that nature. And see, at one point it was just okay, a couple players here and there, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Got to go to the protocol, got to stay out and stuff like that. But now it's having it's having a so big of an effect to where the superstars are being hit. And see, that's where the money topic comes in, because when the superstar gets hit, then okay, you have people that actually want to come. They want to focus their attention on a particular player. They might like that player. What's up with it, Big Who? I see you in the building. They might like that particular player or that particular superstar. People spend their money on season ticket holders. They spend their money just to see that particular player. Well, guess what? These people feel like, okay, well, it's ripped off. Whether it's one game, whether it's a couple games, they still feel ripped off. Then on top of that, you have the case where I think another thing is that these teams are signing, like for instance the NFL had 25 reserve players, and they brought them up. I think it was in total 36 players altogether. They brought them up, and just in case they need to fill roster spots because of everything that has taken place. Well, then it's happening with the NBA too as well. You calling people from the G League, then assigning these guys to 10-day contracts and stuff like that, and then you're putting guys out there that not, let's just say it might mess up the brand just a little bit because they want to put the highest product out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? And they want to put the highest product out there on the field. They want to put and in terms of the NHL, of course, they want to put it on the ice. Yes, I fuck with hockey too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize I used to fuck with hockey because, and I know there's a lot of a lot of stigma on the racism side and stuff like that. But this is the reason why I fuck with hockey. Just briefly, the reason why I fuck with hockey is because I used to play the game, back in the days or whatever, and I was like, okay, this is real interesting. You know what I'm saying? And then also I like to, if you got a problem with somebody in hockey, of course you square up and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I kind of like it. And I went to like 3 hockey games. A lot of people don't know that I went to like 3 hockey games. And with high man, shoot, I'm telling you like this, man. You think you think football is physical. You think rugby, stuff like that is physical, man. Hockey ain't no motherfucking joke. And then on top of that, you got to be on your P's and Q's because when that puck hits the glass or something like that, you be thinking that puck is going to come through or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you got to brace yourself. But anyways, um, that's one of the reasons why I fuck with it. I fuck with hockey. I fuck with soccer. You know what I'm saying? You got some niggas like, oh, well, I don't want to talk to you no more because man, you be watching hockey or you be watching soccer. Well, shit, that's on you. I don't give a fuck what you think. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna watch what I watch regardless, nigga. If I want to watch some fucking tennis, I'll watch tennis. What's up, New Oasis? I see you in the in the building. If I want to watch golf, nigga, I'll watch golf, nigga. If I want to watch rugby, nigga, I'll watch rugby. I got 2 guys that played rugby. You know what I'm saying? If you think you tough, nigga, go fuck with rugby. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, there's guys up in there that'll gladly go up in there and willing to get their teeth knocked out. You know what I'm saying? You know. So, anyways, man, let me get to it. You know, yeah. What's up with it, Scrubsy? I'll see you in the building. Now, the with the outbreaks and everything that's happening, man. Um, major sports leagues across not only North America but Europe are seeing their worst outbreaks since the jab have become available to players. Um, it's had a reflecting and a significant uh, impact in terms of the cases, not only with the U.S. but also in Europe too. Now, when it comes to the soccer, okay, let's talk about soccer for a second. The English Premier League, this is according to Forbes, reported that Monday that 42 players and staff tested positive in the last week, and it's the highest number ever weekly of boogeyman cases. And the league postponed fixtures involving Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur this week due to team-wide outbreaks. That's in soccer, okay? Now, I want to talk about soccer for a second. See, that's the thing that y'all don't realize, okay? When it comes to soccer, when it comes to other events that where a lot of people are around there, hey, they're impacted too. And then you got to think about some of those people, and the vast majority of them are going to their respected countries or whatever. So think about it. They come to the U.S. and then they got to fly out. They got to go somewhere else and stuff like that. It just keeps going on and on and on and on. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why like Europe has been impacted just as well as the US. People just think that this thing is just, oh, it's just the US. Nah, it's everywhere. And you got to think about people. People take flights to out of the country. People go places and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's no different. People just think like, okay, yeah, it's just the U.S. We're isolated with this particular uh, situation that's going on, and that's not the case. That's really not the case. Okay, let me continue. Now, the NBA, the National Basketball Association, announced its first uh, boogeyman-induced postponement of the season. Okay, and we know that came with the Chicago Bulls as they had two games canceled, and then also Brooklyn, even though a third of the roster is sidelined, um, and this was after them testing positive and stuff. But they still played. But you got to think about it. A third of the roster is missing, as well as Chicago, and the Bucks are starting to feel it. And then shout out to Ticket earlier because he talked about the shout out to Ticket and Two Raw too. They were able to report that Dwight Howard and Malik Monk are in the protocol too as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's affecting the Lakers too. And the reason why I gave Turok another salute too is because while everybody wants to get on uh, LeBron thinking that there's some conspiracy to try to get, oh yeah, well you know what, let's have them people test positive just so we can go ahead and get to a championship and things of that nature. That's not the case, man. You know, listen, if you test positive, you just test positive. There's nothing there's absolutely nothing that you can do. Now, I think a lot of people are in uproar because of how many tests that LeBron did take. He took like 8 tests or whatever. One came back positive, and then the other one came back negative and stuff like that. And see, that happened to one of my friends. Uh, he went and he this was when there were it was real new, and they went to go get the little test, the swab in the nostril and everything, where they stick it all the way up in your nostril. And he said he got he got positive or whatever, and then he went somewhere else just to do it. You know what I'm saying? Just to like, I guess he couldn't believe it or whatnot. It was like he wanted to. Most people want a second. Nigga, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm one of them guys, man, that like I want a second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth opinion. I want to find out if the shit is true or not. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to my health, because you can't just take everything on face value. You know what I'm saying? So I'm one of them types. But it happened to him, and he had to go back, and ended up he took like three different tests or whatever, and he went with that third one. You know what I'm saying? The third one was a charm. So it does happen. But to say the least, man, none of that is taking place. There's a lot of conspiracy theorists, you know what I'm saying? They're thinking, oh, okay, well, you know what, let's go ahead. We can have all these people, test positive and stuff like that. Just no. Now what you essentially want you to do, and I'm in line with what you Ross said. Look, you have to the only way that we're gonna be able to have like everything just get back. I'm just saying in my opinion, it's to get back to normal or whatnot is by shutting things down. Uh, and look, it's gonna be nerve wracking, and it's gonna take a lot of time. It's gonna take some. It's gonna take away some money too. Of course, it is. They're gonna lose some money, but people are gonna have to do their part. But the NFL has done everything to mandate their. Listen, the NFL is more stricter than the NBA because now they have cameras and stuff like that. Not to say that the NBA doesn't, but they seem more like amped about it too. And see, that's why you have a lot of guys like like AB and like Aaron Rodgers. I'm not trying to key in on what they did or anything like that, but they have to go to that extent because it's like okay, they're so damn demanding, and there's stiff penalties involved, which we do understand. But the thing about it is that you know even though you're doing all of this, guess what? The cases are still rising, and then on top of that, the outbreaks are still coming, whether you force people to do something against their will or not. You know what I'm saying? And it has torn not only the country. Some people don't look at it from a standpoint that I do. Some people just still living normal life, but this country is really more divided than what people think. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people think like, oh yeah, well, everything's all right, everything's all hunky dory and everything like that. Now, I will give some people this, okay? If you go to if you go to like a lot of rural areas, outside of the city and stuff, you know, you won't really really run into a lot of that stuff that's going on in terms of them going to extreme measures to try to combat this thing. I'm just being honest with you. Now in the city, they're they're following every single protocol, big or small, just so that they can try to uh, have this thing to a screeching halt. So I mean that's the thing that people got to look at too, where we at, because I think what Tura was saying is like okay, like in the beginning, and see that I talked about this too, right? In the beginning, look, this is how I remember everything happening with the boogeyman coming, right? I remember New York specifically, the East Coast area or whatever, you know what I'm saying? A cruise ship pulling in there or whatever, somebody tested positive. And then I also remember the cruise ship that had pulled in San Francisco, right? Well, there were there were speculations in the beginning as to who was who was positive and who wasn't. You know what I'm saying? They brought up Steph Curry and stuff like that. I'm not trying to say that he was, but remember he had to miss some games for a little bit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But the NBA didn't quite put that out there. Well, then it started circulating. I'm talking about when this thing had first hit, man. You know what I'm saying? And see, like I remember like even before it had hit the US like really, really heavily, I remember they were talking about it on the news. People weren't taking it serious, you know what I'm saying? People were like, it ain't that big of a deal and everything like that. And then next thing you know, people got hit with the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how I remember it. And then okay, it started to spread and everything. And see, it did it hit the South in my neck of the woods, right? It hit the South like I would say around that January. We heard a little bit of that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But nobody was really, taking it serious or whatnot. And then that's when and a lot of people were getting sick in hold on one second. Sorry about that, y'all. Hold on. But okay, like people were getting. I had a see. We had a friend of the family, um, and I had a couple of personal two friends that I knew, and a like two different people that I was working with. They were getting all these different symptoms and stuff like that. You're like, man, I'm sick. And even one lady was complaining like, oh, she couldn't breathe. You know what I'm saying? She felt like she was fitting to die. She said, I haven't felt that way in years and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it felt like I was having a asthma attack, all this other stuff. And this was like in November. This was like in November of, I want to say it'd be 2018. I think it was like 2018, then went to it because it was 2019, right? So then, like, you started like people started to get sick left and right. Well, we went to go work out, right? Because I was at the gym, and I was training some people too or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So they tried to get in contact with me. They were like, they said we can't get inside the facility. They got it locked up, all this other stuff. Um, hold on. Hey, what's up with it, Theo? I see you in the building. I'm gonna answer your question in a minute. Hold on. She was like, because it was like two of them. It was a mother and a daughter, and I had to train them. They was like, yeah, we can't come to the gym. They got it locked up and everything. And see over here, it, you know, people think that you see Dallas and Houston and LA, all these metropolitan cities, everybody is so narrow-minded that they think that okay, it's just one, like Dallas is just one city. No, it's compiled of several different. So when you say okay, yeah, I'm from Dallas, it's like oh yeah, well I'm from Houston. Okay, yeah, what part? They'd be like, well, what you mean what part? You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, what area are you from? That's how big it is. And so there's several different counties. Some of the counties were open, but they had closed some of the counties. And that's when we knew, okay, one of the counties had they got hit, but it was away from our county. But then one person came over here, and then it just started spreading like wildfire flowers. All you see is all these like public places and stuff like that, like YMCA's, rec centers, places like that. They begin to shut them down. And then like you had the court, the basketball court. We tried to go over there. We tried to go hoop, go play some ball and stuff like that. They had they didn't take the rims down, but they did something to the basketball goals to where it made it you couldn't shoot and everything. Then they taped up the court and everything, and then all you seen was practice social distancing and stuff like that. And that's when I knew stuff just started getting real. This was like at the beginning of February. And then all of a sudden, then they came with the shutdown, you know. And so that's how I remember. And then, of course, uh, everything had taken place. The country was starting to get back, to up and running just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? After they had shut stuff down and stuff, you know. And then the whole George Floyd thing had happened, and that's when okay, you seen the riots, and it amplified everything. That's when you had NBA players, you had NFL players, you had them protesting. Well, guess what? These protests don't just have just 100 people. We talking about thousands of people going throughout the streets and stuff like that, rioting and stuff all over the country. You know what I'm saying? Destroying stuff. and doing whatever they did. Some people were doing it, you know what I'm saying, just to do it. And I believe that some people were actually walking around, knew that they were positive or whatever, and trying to spread it just so that they could keep the madness going or whatnot. Then you also had the protest about people, okay, well, yeah, you know, why are you shutting down the country or whatever? We need to work and all this other stuff, you know what I'm saying? So then, okay, this is when I think things had taken a turn, okay? And nobody really talks about this, right? So before the riots had taken place, believe it or not, the cases were starting to go down. Because they were going down, especially in New York. They were going down in California, and especially they were going down here in Dallas, right? Well, when they went down, that's when Governor Kemp and uh, Mayor Bottoms, they had got into it in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? They were trying to open stuff back up and everything. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people were telling Kemp and Abbott, you know what I'm saying, over here in Texas, they were like, no, you don't need to open anything up, man. We don't care about no barbers and beauty salons, massage parlors, whatever you want to call it, whatever was open. You know what I'm saying? They felt like it was too risky, and that's what Mayor Bottoms was, and that's why I give my salute to Mayor Bottoms, regardless of what people want to think about her and some of the other stuff that took place. You know what I'm saying? I would I like the fact that she was trying to stick up and trying to actually do something that to me was admirable, because she was trying to stop the stop the madness from potentially taking place. You know what I'm saying? But that's impossible. You know what I'm saying? One person can't be responsible for everybody. You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't doesn't work like that. Now, when that had happened and they opened everything up, yeah, everything was going great. It was going fine and dandy for a minute. Next thing you know, that's when everybody started to it went good for just a little bit. It was kind of like the Spanish flu. um when they had decided, oh yeah, well, everything was good, they shut things down or whatever, and they opened things back up too quick. Guess what? Ended up slowly rising again. You know what I'm saying? And that's when stuff started to go back or whatever. But that was not only just with sports. You know what I'm saying? That was just outside of sports. Theo, you said, Polo, do you think the NBA should go to MLB schedule and just have 2 or 3 game series? That's not going to solve anything. Listen, that's not going to solve anything. Listen, people might not like me for saying this. I really don't give a damn. Shut all of it down, man. For real, it's too risky. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, the new the new uh the new strand, or whatever you want to call it, is just as contagious. Now, it might not be as harmful, but to me, all of it's harmful. Because they they have told people that the after effects after a long time or something, depending on how your body is. You know what I'm saying? If you're not and look, I'm a firm believer in taking care of your immune system regardless. You know what I'm saying? What's up with it, Think Tank? I see you in the building. I'm a firm believer in just taking care of yourself regardless. See, y'all want to just go ahead and put any damn thing into your body. I'm not talking about y'all, on the chat, but I'm just talking about some of the people that are actually, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and stick this in me, or I'm gonna do this to me and stuff like that, knowing damn well you eating junk food, knowing damn well you out here drinking all these refined sugars, knowing damn well you drinking alcohol, knowing damn well you smoking, knowing damn well you drinking, doing putting all these damn toxins into your body that's affecting all of your vital organs and stuff. But then again, you want to sit up there and hope that this thing is gonna work wonders. It don't work like that. Okay. And listen, I might have came from the hood, but the one thing, listen, I can guarantee you this. You talk to the average nigga that come from the hood, right? A lot of them are health nuts. You know what I'm saying? If you go to prison, you got a lot of guys that are health nuts. You know what I'm saying? They want to keep their body in shape. A lot of the guys, they just got to go back to the projects. They got to go back to a messed up environment. They got to go that, but they actually want to go. That's their outlet or whatever. So they gonna do everything that they can to keep their body in shape. I knew dudes, man, that you know they didn't want to smoke, they didn't want to drink, they drank a whole bunch of water, or anything like that. But when it came ready for a fight, oh, they was always ready. You know why? Because they were like, man, this ain't nothing but exercise. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Boxers, guys that golden gloves, guys that are, they have their belts in jujitsu or taekwondo or karate, or what I'm saying, mixed martial arts or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're taught to keep your body in proper shape, not only inside but as well as outside too as well. But see, a lot of people, they think, okay, yeah, I'm gonna just go ahead and eat whatever I want to, drink whatever I want to, and stuff like that. And then you think whatever is man made, that guy that's in the white coat, they got glasses on, and meanwhile he's like, watch how we kill these motherfuckers now. The mad scientist, you know what I'm saying? And you fill in the blank of who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And it start with a B, and that's all I'm gonna say. But you got evil mad scientists that get on TV that smile and, well, they say any little shit on here. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep you distracted. You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, there's people that know the truth. I'm gonna be real with you. There's some people that don't even trust the the plant based jab that's getting ready to come out. These man, I want the types to see people. I, I'm not from a restaurant or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And know, you know, I want to see what I'm eating. I want to see what's in my food. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what's going in my body, but a lot of people don't really care about that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Um, and it's sad. But you wouldn't. Oh yeah, you better do this or you better do that or anything like that. They're gonna force everything they can against your will, and you think it's all right. They'll do any type of psychological tactic. Yeah. Oh well, Scrub Zero Think Tank, Theo, um, New Aces and Big Who. You better take this drug, or else you're gonna feel the consequences or something like that. Well, some of these people work together, right? It's kind of like when they trying to bust a drug lord, right? You don't never know who your enemy is, right? So some of these people, like Polo's down on bills, right? He's behind on bills. Well, those creditors, those people are calling your jobs, right? You know, those people know where you work at, right? They know that you're struggling, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And they want to keep you in circulation. They want to keep you in bondage. So they'll be like, okay, well, damn, I ain't got no other choice. Man, I got these bills. We about to be out of the house. My car about to be repossessed. I got this going on. I got that. My credit ain't good. Da 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 da. Da. You know what I'm saying? Shh, man, I might as well just go ahead and put that in my body, just so that I can keep on working. And that's what they do. And believe it or not, the best thing that you could do is just be like, you know what, and make your own decision. Now look, I'm not getting on this platform to say I'm anti this, or I'm either I'm for it, or I'm against it. But what I am going to tell you is that you got to do your own judgment and make your own decisions. Now, as far as the NHL is concerned, let's look at that too. Now, on Tuesday, the NHL had another postponement, and they called off the Carolina Hurricane game after six members of the team had uh, tested positive. Okay, and then of course the NFL has also had a record-setting on Monday 36 players that tested positive. Now these are the things that we need to watch out for. Okay, the first thing is how these leagues will respond to the increasingly um, dire jab situation. All right, and whether the 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 league is going to have more postponements to come. Now, all four leagues have announced that additional restrictions will will happen on Monday. The EPL reverted to its emergency measures and will increase testing for players and personnel. This is according to Forbes, y'all. While Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur's team facilities will be closed due to the outbreak. And also, the NHL has said that the Flames facilities will be closed indefinitely. Then, of course, we just already talked about the Lakers, the NBA Los Angeles Lakers, and the NFL's Cleveland Browns and Detroit Lions will shut down their facilities out of precautions as well. Okay. Now, this is another thing, y'all. After widespread uh, postponements, the boogeyman related player absences have become a norm for sports during this pandemic, especially during the fall and the winter seasons. And this is largely gone to plan for leagues with no boogeyman related game delays in major North American sports coming in mid November. Listen, the recent outbreaks coincide with the increase of the boogeyman cases in both North America and Europe. That's what I told people. So, see, let me give y'all some numbers, because a lot of people, they're like, "Oh no, it's just the U.S." Man, the world ain't affected by this. Let's look at the numbers, right? Check this out. As the 7-day average of new boogeyman infection has risen by 24% in the UK, right? 28% in the US, and 65% in Canada. This is according to the New York Times. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not getting better, and I know some people like, well, what's your point? Well, they told people to take the jab, right? They told people to take the jab, and they did what they were supposed to do. And guess what? Still no improvement. Still no improvement. And look, look, it's no advocating anything. I'm not advocating anything. I'm not here protesting anything. You know, uh, I've had family members hit with this thing. I've had a family member that unfortunately passed away. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just something. It's just something that we got to think about. Look, I know we love sports. We get on here, we debate sports, we talk about sports, we chop it up, we talk about the real what's going on in sports behind the scenes, not that old, you know, that old made up Hollywood, phony stuff that they put up there. We talking about, this lion's den, you know what I'm saying, where we really eat that tenderized meat around here, you know what I'm saying, if you come with that bullshit. And the real thing is, like my brother Lou, the writer, said, and I was just thinking about what he said. It's all about money. They don't want to. They're doing everything that they can to uphold it because they want to keep it going. They don't want to feel another. The country doesn't want to. They don't want to have another shutdown. You know, but with these, with everything that's taking place, and everybody, every other week is somebody else. We just had Giannis. We just had Giannis, y'all. I mean, he's a superstar, and it's just like, okay, when you see that, it's just like, okay, well, damn, we- he is human, and people are in the uproar about LeBron and stuff like that. Which I'm not gonna get too much into, but we know what's at stakes here. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, when such and such wins the championship, we don't know who that'll be. People are gonna come out and people are gonna complain and they're gonna talk about this very thing right here. They're gonna say, well, you know, if it had not been for 10 players in Chicago getting the boogeyman protocol and stuff like that, well, we probably would have been in a better position. And that's all you're gonna hear. And I think that the NBA, the NHL, and the NFL, man, they need to come together, and as well as soccer, they all need to come together and decide. Okay, look, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna shut everything down. Look, and some people, like I said, some people might not want to hear this. Possibly shut it down for a year, but that's man, it's highly unlikely to take place. Very highly unlikely. Because of the almighty dollar, man. But I thank y'all for coming through, chopping it up with your boy. Um, leave your comments. Tell me how you feel about this, man. Like this video, share it, subscribe, and hit the notifications too. Until then, man, it's Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment, man. I'll get at you later.